Cork 2-23, Clare 1-21. The usual shootout between these two, but the Munster champions roll up the road to Thurles for next week's showdown against a wounded Tipperary in a good state of mind. Meyler was content but brisk in his willingness to allow the rebels to dwell on the first joy of summer. That is a luxury limited to the post-match crowd above in the High B bar and other city watering holes. There are no cushions. Clare is over. It is 6:10. Forget about it. We now have to go to Thurles to face Tipperary. That is the new challenge facing us. It is a whole change from previous years. This, then, is the new dispensation. Forget about saving hay. There is scarcely time to grab a takeaway. An 80th minute goal from Seamus Harnedy finally put the game beyond the reach of Clare, who paid a high price for not being more efficient here. The second half was framed around a long break-and-play after Cork forward Robbie O'Flynn was hurt after a high-speed collision with his teammate, Conor Lehane, when both players only had eyes for the ball. The concern from both sides for the young forward was clear as he was treated on the field, with Lehane, in particular, struggling to keep his focus on the task ahead. When Robbie got injured, I was a bit rattled because I was involved, he said afterwards. It was awful to see him down. But you have to regroup and say, nothing is going to change now. Thank God he is okay. I didn't see him coming at all. I just put the hurley out to the ball. I felt a smack. I didn't hear him coming. Neither of us called it, to be fair. I was a bit rattled. I think David McInerney was involved as well, and unfortunately Robbie came out the worst of it. Cork's Daniel Carney fails to stop David McInerney on his way out of the Clare defence. Photograph, Sheen Kennery. Info: when the game did resume, the Lehane paid the best possible tribute by immediately scoring a goal. Pat Horgan, in a brilliant all-round second half, chased down a long-range point from Shane Kingston that was drifting to the right of the Clare posts and batted it back into play. There was nobody home for Clare. The Lehane met it at speed and finished emphatically. It was a wide ball, I believe, based on the television cameras, said Clare joint manager Jerry O'Connor afterwards. He wasn't that put out. From the throw-in, both sides had been joined at the hip and Clare responded in the 62nd minute, with Shane O'Donnell turning sharply onto Cathal Malone's ball and lobbing a visionary pass for Tony Kelly, who beat Cork goalkeeper Anthony Nash in the race for the ball and then flicked the ball home. It was, however, the only one of a litany of goal chances which Clare completed. We were clean through and had opportunities, but the final finish wasn't there today. O'Connor agreed. Clare mixed the good and the bad throughout, firing 8 first-half wides that were all reasonable scoring chances and overcomplicating other attacks with an extra pass when the direct route looked a better bet. They repeatedly sought to get Shane O'Donnell involved, but their best first-half move, when the Ogman took a low ball on the run and played a sweet return pass to David Reedy, who was coming through at speed, ended when Reedy was engulfed by the entire Cork full-back line, who scrambled back really well. The first half ended 0-11 to 0-10 in Cork's favour. The Munster champions still led by a point when O'Flynn suffered in that collision, and it was 1-19 apiece after 71 minutes. Both teams, in short, seemed to have an instant, quick-fire response to any score by the other. There was no sustained period of dominance for either county, and so the game settled into a series of virtuoso displays. Colm Galvin and Kelly for Clare, Horgan, Mark Coleman and Dara Fitzgibbon for Cork. A huge point from Lehane, when he pulled a monstrous puck out from Nash out of a busy sky, gave Cork a critical 3-point edge in that long period of extra time. The home team were moving well at this stage, and suddenly Clare found themselves chasing the match with time ticking down. The result meant that Cork continued to frustrate Clare since that shimmering All-Ireland series of 2013. "Yeah, it is not much of an edge though," said Jerry O'Connor. "This summer is early yet and you never know how things evolve. Cork have fine hurlers. They are one of the best teams in the country. They were able to respond quite well. They have some great players and were able to conjure up a response. We are playing in Cork's backyard as well and it is not easy to turn him over down here. And maybe it is true that Cork's potency and dash was a little overlooked in the long build-up to this All-Ireland series. We are used to that," the Lehane shrugged afterwards. "We don't take any notice of that. Certainly they look to have added a little bit of physical strength and, as Meyler emphasized, were great to the eye-catching skill and score-taking of a summer ago. Colm-Spillane was outstanding in a full-back line that had, at times, a formidable look and their athletic halfbacks were still full of running as the clock ticked 80 minutes. A sterner and perhaps darker test awaits them up the road next Sunday afternoon. But the defending Munster champions are up and running. Cork, 1A Nash, 2S O'Donoghue, 3D Cathleen, 4C Spillane, 5C Joyce, 6M Ellis, 0-2, 7M Coleman, 0-1, 8D Fitzgibbon, 0-3, 9B Cooper, 0-1, 10D Kearney, 11C Lehane, 1-2, 14S Harnedy, 1-2, 13L Mead, 12R O'Flynn, 0-1, 15P Horgan, 0-1-0, 6 Freeze. Substitutes: 20S Kingston for 13L Mead, 43 minutes, 18T O'Mahony for 12R O'Flynn, 53 minutes INJ, 21D Brosnan, 0-1, for 10D Kearney, 68 minutes, Clare, 1D Toohey, 2P O'Connor, 6 McInerney, 4J Brown, 5D Fitzgerald, 3C Cleary, 7S Morey, 8C Galvin, 0-3, 9T Kelly, 1-3, 1 Free, 10C Malone, 11J Conlon, 0-5, 12D Reedy, 0-3, 2 Freeze, 13C McGrath, 0-1, 14P Duggan, 0-4 Freeze, 15S O'Donnell, 0-2. Substitutes: 26D Corey for 14P Duggan, 57 minutes, 20M O'Malley for 2P O'Connor, 69 minutes, 23I Galvin for 12D Reedy, 75 minutes, 19J Shanahan for 8C Galvin, 76 minutes. Referee: S. Clear Kilkenny.